So for the steps in business registration, of course, it is necessary to register your business with the Department of Trade and Industry and with the Bureau of Trade Regulation and Consumer Protection, because you will gain exclusive rights to establish and to use your own business name. It will also protect you from those who would take advantage of your name or your business name. Second is the barangay clearance. So the local government code requires all the local businesses to register their business at the barangay level. So it is only easy to do and will only cost you a minimal fee. Third is the registration with the local government. So licenses and permits needs to ensure that they have met the standards and that they have complied with the requirements needed for the business local. Fourth step is that the BIR registration. So the Bureau of Internal Revenue will furnish your business at its own identification number, authority to print receipts, invoices, etc. Fifth step is that the SSS registration. So the Social Security System will benefit the employees. It will also benefit you as an employer, because when it comes to, or in times of the employees' disabilities or deaths, you will be free from it. Sixth step is the dollar registration. So for businesses who have or has 5 or more employees, it is necessary for them to register their business with the Department of Labor and Employment. Next step is the PhilHealth. So other businesses needs to secure their membership with the government healthcare system. For the eighth step is the when it comes to electricity, so of course businesses needs to have their electricity. So for businesses or companies located in a non-Meralco franchise area, they need to secure their electricity with the local electric utility firms. And for businesses located in a Meralco franchise area, they need to secure their electricity with the Meralco or the Manila Electric Company. Of course, after securing your electricity, you also need to secure your water services. So for businesses located outside Metro Manila, they need to secure their water services with the local Water Utilities Administration. And for businesses located or within Metro Manila, they need to secure their water services with the Maynilad Water Company or Maynila Water Company. After securing your water services and of course your electricity, the business will also secure their telephone connection services. So for telephone connection services, we have the Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company or the PLDT. We also have the Bayantel, the Digitel, Smart, and also the Smart and Globe lines. And for the last step, you have to register your business with other offices. So you will be required to register your business with the other agencies of the government depending on the business that you will establish. So we have the Bureau of Food and Drugs, we have the Garment and Textile Board, the Philippine National Police, and the Department of Tourism. So let us now proceed with the requirements of business permit. So first, we have the locational clearance prior to business permit, and it is only for new applicants and change of business address. Second is lease contract between the lessor and the lessee. So if lease, attach mayor's permit registration of the building owner as a real estate lessor. And if not, lease contract between the lessee and the sublessee with conformity of the owner of the business of the building administration. And if it is owned, provide a Xerox copy of a transfer of certificate of title or tax declaration, and it is only for new applicants and change of business address only. Third is the business name registration with the Department of Trade and Industry for a single proprietorship business only, and it is only for new applicants and change of business address. Fourth is the article of incorporation partnership that is approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and it is also for new applicants only. Fifth is the barangay clearance. Sixth is the public liability insurance. Seven is the financial statement of assets and liabilities. Also BIR income tax return, and it is for renewal. Eight is the residence certificate A and B for single proprietorship, CNC1 for a corporation, and the last one is the other special permits depending on the type of business that you were going to establish. Let us now proceed with the locational clearance prior to building permit. All lot owners who construct structure with their own respective properties and all tenants of building structure who intend to do some renovations are required to apply for a building permit. So for the requirements of building permit is first, completely filled up with the application form of the building permit. Second is the 5 sets of architectural plan that is being signed and is sealed. Third is the barangay clearance. Fourth is the transfer of certificate of title. Fifth is the latest payment of the real property tax. Sixth is the computation of floor area ratio. And lastly is the notarized authorization for the person following up the application. Let us now proceed with the locational clearance prior to business permit. So, all business owners who intend to open up a business and all business owners who have existing business permit but intends to transfer to a new location is required to apply for a new business permit. So, what are the requirements? First, we have completely filled up a notarized application form for business permit. Second is the barangay clearance. Third is the DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry and the SEC or the Securities and Exchange Commission registration. Fourth is the occupancy permit. Fifth is if the owner transfer a certificate of title and a condominium certificate of title if the location of the unit is in the condominium or in the building. If the owner has the latest payment of the real property tax. And number 6 is if the leasee lease contract. 7. If no renovation was done, submit an affidavit from building owner stating that there was no major renovation occurred. And a notarized authorization for the representative handling the application. Let us now proceed with the terms and conditions set forth with the business name law. First, business name is not a term, word, or group of words that connote activities or norms that are unlawful, scandalous, immoral, and subject to propriety. Second, business name is not used a name, describe, or suggest a feature of any goods or services. Not a trade name, trademark, or business name that is registered by any government agencies and are authorized to register names or trademarks. Not inimical to the security of the state, not composed of purely generic word or group of words. Not a name that is restricted by law or regulation or that which cannot be legally appropriated. Not officially used by the government in its non-proprietary functions. Not a name or abbreviation of any nation, intergovernmental, or international organization unless authorized by a competent authority of that nation, intergovernmental, or international organization. Not subject of an order by any administrative agencies or regular courts prohibiting the registration thereof, not a name of other person, and not deceptive, misleading, or one that misinterprets the nature of the business. Let us now proceed with the business ownership. So when it comes to registering the business, for sole proprietorship needs to be registered with the Department of Trade and Industry. For partnership, corporation, and one-person corporation, it needs to be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And lastly, for cooperatives, it needs to be registered with the Cooperative Development Authority. So when it comes to attaining personality, for sole proprietorship, it will only acquire personality upon registration with the DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry. And for the partnership, it will only acquire personality upon the registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission or the SEC. For partnership and one-person corporation, they will only acquire personality upon the issuance of Certificate of Incorporation by the Securities and Exchange Commission. For cooperatives, they will only acquire personality upon the registration with the CDA and the issuance of the Certificate of Registration. Structure or members for sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, one-person corporation, and cooperatives. For sole proprietorship, it is being managed by the sole proprietor. For partnership, it is being managed by one or more partners. For corporation, it is being managed by the board of directors. And for one-person corporation, it is being managed or owned by one person, which is the sole stockholder, who also acts as the director and the president. And for the cooperatives, it is owned and managed by its members. When it comes to the sources of capital, for sole proprietorship, capital comes from the owner's personal funds. For partnership, capital comes from the contribution of the partners. For corporation, capital comes from the investment of shareholders through the sale of shares. For one-person corporation, capital comes from the sole stockholders' investments. For cooperatives, capital comes from the members' share capital contributions and membership fees. So for their liability, sole proprietorship and general partnership has unlimited liability, while the limited partnership, one-person corporation, and cooperatives only has limited liability. Who is liable? So for sole proprietorship, sole proprietor is personally liable for all the debts and obligations. For partnership, general partners are liable for other partners' business decisions and debts, and limited partners are only liable for their own investment. For corporation, shareholders' liability are only limited to extent of capital contribution, and for one-person corporation and cooperatives, they are only limited for their personal liability. When it comes to their succession, sole proprietorship has no succession and business ends up upon the owner's death. For partnership, it has also no automatic succession and usually dissolves upon death or withdrawal. For corporation, it also has succession which continues to exist despite changes in shareholders. One-person corporation also has succession which continues through a designated nominee or alternate nominee. And lastly, cooperatives, which also has succession that continues to exist despite changes in membership. Let's talk about profit sharing. So for sole proprietorship, the profit is to sole owner only. For partnership, of course, to partners based on agreements or agreements in the law. For corporation, to stockholders based on the declaration of the board of directors. For one-person corporation, sole stockholder will receive all the profits. And lastly, for cooperatives, where profits are also called surplus, are shared among members based on their patronage or participation. So let us now differentiate limited liability to general partner. So a general partner runs the business and assumes full liability. On the other hand, limited partner is more like an investor with limited liability to their contribution and no control over operations. Let us now compare partnership and joint venture. So for its coverage, partnership involves continuous business, while joint venture is for single transaction project only. For its firm name, partnership must operate under a firm name, while joint venture does not have a firm name. When it comes to transfer of property, in partnership, property becomes owned by the partnership and all partners, while in joint venture, property remains with the individual contributor. When it comes to their legal personality, partnership acquires legal personality after meeting legal requirements, so no SEC registration needed. Hence, joint venture has no legal personality. So let us talk about the benefits of BMBE who are not qualified and how to register in DTI and BIR. So for the benefits of BMBE, there will be tax exemption and exemption from the minimum wage coverage. Franchise businesses, businesses with more than one branch, businesses with total assets of 3 million or more excluding land, and those registered as professional or self-employed are not allowed to register as BMBE. How to register BMBE in DTI? So first, submit BMBE Form 1, DTI Business Name Certificate, Mayor's Business Permit, asset breakdown or latest financial statement, photos of business premises, owner's ID, and if applicable, special power of attorney with authorized representative ID. So let us now talk about on how to register BMBE and BIR. So after getting the DTI BMBE certificate, you need to register at the BIR RDO with BIR Form 1905. Next is the DTI certificate. After that is the notarized sworn statement of capital with asset details. You also need to pass the notarized affidavit of no branches or affiliates, and also the latest income tax returns and audited financial statements, if any. Next is the BIR certificate of registration, and if applicable, you also need to pass notarized SPA with IDs. Let us now differentiate offer to advertisement in the case of Pepsi Cola. So the offer was the original promotion promising customers that if they collected enough Pepsi points, they could redeem the points for them to have a Harrier jet, which is an actual incentive meant to encourage purchases. The advertisement, on the other hand, is represented by the Netflix series entitled Pepsi Where's My Jet, which retells and promotes the story to entertain and build brand awareness without directly offering the jet or any purchase incentive. So the offer is the tangible deal to consumers, while the advertisement is the broader communication to engage and inform the audience. So let us now talk about with the marketing communication mix. So the marketing communication mix is a set of tool businesses used to communicate and promote their products or service to the customers. So marketing communication mix includes 5 main components. So first is we have the advertising. So in here, they have the print and broadcast ads, packaging outer, packaging inserts, and the motion pictures. Next is we have the sales promotion. So in here we have contests, games, sweepstakes, lotteries, and we also have premiums and gifts, sampling, and even fair or trade shows. Next is we have the public relations. So we have here press kits, seminars, speeches, and annual reports. We also have sales promotions such as sales presentations, sales meetings, incentive programs, and samples. And lastly, we have direct marketing, which includes catalogs, mailings, telemarketing, and electronic shopping. Let us now proceed with the computation of the product pricing and ROI. Let us now get the product pricing for our food category, which is the brownies. So for our cost of goods sold, we have 1,000 pesos. For our packaging, we have 80 pesos. And of course, we need someone to affiliate our product. So which cost 1,500 pesos. Let us now proceed to our fixed cost. So for our fixed cost, we have here the labor, which cost 1,000 pesos. And for our utilities, which cost 1,500 pesos. So after that, we will list all of the variable costs, which is the cost of goods sold, which is 1,000 pesos, the packaging 80 pesos, and for the affiliate 1,000 pesos, and that is the total of 2,080 pesos. And we will divide it with 50 pesos, and that is equals to 41.6 pesos. After that, we will compute our variable costs. So our labor is 1,000, utilities 1,500, and that is a total of 2,500, and we also need to divide it with the 50 production, and that is equals to 50 pesos. So to compute for the total cost, we need to add 41.6 pesos plus 50 pesos, and that is equals to 91.6 pesos. So since it is a food, our profit margin will be 100 So 91.6 times 2, and that is equals to 183.2. After that, we also have a tax. So the tax will be 12%. So 183.2 times the tax, which is the 12%, and that is equals to 21.98. So 183.2 plus 21.98, and that is equals to 205.18 pesos. So we have 30% buffer cost, so 205.18 times 0.30%, and that is equals to 61.554%. So 205.18 plus 61.554 pesos is equals to 266.734. So our selling price would be 270 pesos. So for our non-food category, we have here the handkerchief, and for our production, we have 100 production. So for our variable cost, we have here the materials, and that is 850 pesos. For our packaging, we have here 150 pesos, and also we need someone to affiliate our product, which cost 500 pesos. So for our fixed cost, we have here the sewing machine, so that is a total of 5,000 pesos. Next is we have the labor, and that is a total of 1,500 pesos. And for the utilities, we only have 500 pesos. So after that, we need to total our variable cost. So we have 850 pesos. For the packaging, we have 150 pesos, and for the affiliate, 500 pesos, which is the total of 1,500 divided by 100 for the production, and that is equals to 15 pesos. So for the fixed cost, we have 5,000 plus 1,000, and for the utilities, 500, and that is a total of 7,000 divided by with the 100 production, and that is equals to 70 pesos. So for our total cost, we need to add our variable costs and our fixed costs, which is equals to 85 pesos. So after computing our total cost, we will now compute our profit margin. So since it is not a food, so we only have to times it or to multiply it with 30%. So 85 times 0.30 is equals to 25.5%. So 80 plus 25.5% is equals to 110.5. Next is we have the tax. So our tax is 12%. So 110.5 times the tax, which is 12%, it is equals to 13.26. So we need to add 13.26 plus 110.5, and that is equals to 123.76 pesos. So for our selling price, we can sell it for 125 pesos. Let us now compute for our ROI. So we have here the 5,000 pesos for our sewing machine, and the 25.5% for our profit margin, which is a total of 196. So we need 196 handkerchiefs that needs to be solved in order to ensure ROI.